American Amber, the way Leonard likes it. Hey, it's Brainmuffin back with a beer review, and up today we have some homebrew from the father of a friend of my son's. So this is Leonard's homebrew. Finally getting back to some of these, trying to get through the rest of them. This is an American Amber. I'm guessing it's supposed to be an amber ale. I don't know. It was bottled in June, but it has been cold nearly the entire time. So let's see what we've got. Well, we have the coloring is way darker than an amber. This is more like a brown ale. Carbonation is decent. It's I'm not sure, is it cloudy? Carbonation is very, very active. Interesting aroma. Hint of maltiness. There's a hint of something else. I think this is before heat. This is 6.3%. It does have hints of booziness. Now this is June 19th is when he bottled this, so I may have waited too long. That is not an amber ale. Alright, so I don't know, I can only go with what I have because I don't know I don't have any notes. I don't have any idea what this was like fresh. It's been sitting in my refrigerator, unfortunately, for about a month. I did some of these and then I got sidetracked and I forgot about them because I got pushed to the back. And so they have been chilled the entire time. But an amber, it's like it wants to be amber, but it is a little too dark. The amber should be more of a reddish color, which it does have some. So it does have a decent caramelization, but it's too deep. The other thing that's got me bothered is the amount of active carbonation. And so it has hints of sourness too. And the carbonation, the bubbles are rising really rapidly. Now it is naturally carbonated. The foam on top does have an excellent layout, and it is a little darker color than you would expect an amber to be. You'd expect it to be more white, maybe a slightly off-white. This is more of kind of a cream color, almost I'm like custard or something. No, it's not that yellow, but it is a little light brown. It has nice aroma. It's like I waited too long. It's like this was a good beer, and because I didn't, even though it was in the refrigerator, it sat there, some things got in. There's probably something to do with the bottle not being sanitized fully, and even in the refrigeration, it's still going to slowly come to the surface. There's an off flavor, there's an off aroma, and there's an off flavor all the way back. It's hints of an infection, so it's just a tiny bit of hint. So it's a hint of sourness, but not a lot. So that's not bad, but the coloring, I'm going to put it right up to the light. The coloring is way off. It's way too dark, but it has hints of amberness on the edges when you don't have it so thick. And there is, I get an alcohol presence on the nose. This is almost like it was bottled too soon and it continued to ferment in the bottle. And while you want a little bit of that for the carbonation, you don't want much of it. And I have done that. I have done bottles where I thought, now mine didn't explode or anything, but I have done bottles that I thought were done. They went for a week. The alcohol level, the specific gravity stayed the same and looked good. Bottled it. First few bottles were good, and then the longer they sat around, the more, because basically that churning during the bottling process got more oxygen introduced and it fermented some more. And some were okay and then some turned sour. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here. So it feels like there was a good beer here. I wouldn't call it an amber ale or lager. It's more of a dark amber maybe. But it should have a little bit more reddish tones for an amber. But yeah, it is, let's do what they taught me at Mad Tree. Yeah. I wish I probably need to take that course again because I didn't do very well. I only did about 40% on the test. But it has an infection. It's not massive. Some people aren't even going to notice, but most likely when it was fresh, it was not noticeable, and it is now. But, you know, this is mid-August, so it is 2 months old, almost to the day. But it should keep 2 months. But again, if it was infected or if it was slightly infected and there was still fermentable sugars, and after bottling, maybe this should have been like 7, it's a 6.3, maybe it should have been 6.8 or a 7, I don't know. That could deal with it. So the aromas and smells I get of the beer that it once perhaps was feels like a 7 out of 10 to me. Now obviously this is about a 3.5, but this has got problems. So I'm not going to judge it based on that. So Leonard, this was decent. I'm not sure if you did a kit beer, how you did your amber coloring. I don't know if you use caramel malt. Maybe at some point we can exchange some notes. But if you did, the love bun was too deep. I would say you probably need more like a 15 or fewer. I don't know how much you used, but I like the idea in the beer that's behind the infection. And I gotta try this again when it's fresher, because I'm betting it's a minimum of a 7. So there you go. All right, and that happens. I mean, it's happened with some of the commercial beers that I've reviewed, and it's happened with some homebrew. It's happened with my own homebrew. It happens, unfortunately. These things are living organisms, and sometimes, well, they get infections and other off flavors. So there we go. All right, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for clicking like. Thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye. Ellie, I can't even get my feet out. Ellie, why in the world are you here? Not there.